Hey all, taking another video for exercise and executive function here. So first off, I'll introduce myself. I'm Phil from My Exercise Physiology, and I do have an long-term interest in working with particularly people with autism or ADHD or both. So yeah, I'm just dumping out there research that I found, the common effects that exercise, as an exercise physiologist, will then be able to assist someone that has these extra things that we need to take into consideration when it comes to their life. So exercise for executive function is what I'm talking about today. So I'm just going to jump straight into it. We all know what our executive function is, but if you don't, it's our ability to pay attention, remember things, to plan things out, to also look at impulse control, and that's about it. So firstly, I want to talk about the effects of exercise. So, acute effects of exercise. So after one bout of exercise, we can see that there is actually an immediate improvement in our attention, our working memory, and our cognitive flexibility within situations. So when challenging situations arise, we're actually able to adapt to them, maybe potentially a little bit easier or better or faster, instead of maybe reacting to it in a different way if we hadn't been exercising. So that's, to me, really interesting to see as well, also to find. So then we talk about the chronic effects of exercise. So when we're consistently exercising, what are the benefits of exercise? So what has been seen here, it's actually the enhancements, the improvements come from that cognitive flexibility, the impulse control, and the working memory side of things. So I would really look at that for myself as not too different to neurotypical people in how it really helps us, because I know, for myself, I eat better when I'm exercising. Like, I'm making those better, healthier choices for myself, and there's all the other effects of exercise, but we know that exercise helps improve memory, it helps our learning, it helps those things in there as well, but we say, why is it working? Well, that's a great question. And we're getting more blood flow to the brain. Okay, we've got more dopamine in the brain as well, which is all those other neurotransmitters as well, which are really important for brain function. If we've just got more of those available, then our brain is going to work better as well with improved blood flow as well. So it's not, from my understanding, it's really not too different from neurotypical people versus neurodiverse people. So what we want to get into is the exercise type and what you really enjoy doing, and that's where when you're working with that exercise professional, that's what they need to be finding and sort of really tailoring to you as well, like we do for everyone and anyone. So that's what we're looking at. So the exercise type, there's been a lot of study on aerobic exercise. So that's things like riding a bike, walking, jogging, running, swimming, anything else that sort of gets your heart rate up for a sustained amount of time. There's also been some research into resistance training. So that can be something like going to the gym, doing a workout at home, and those sorts of things as well. There's been a little bit of research into the high intensity interval training, so working really hard for a short amount of time and just sort of repeating those efforts over and over again. Effectively, there's been benefits from all of it, which is really, really good to see. So it doesn't matter what you're doing as long as you're sort of moving. Again, it's just about getting moving, which is the same for neurotypical people versus neurodiverse people as well. So that's where what we're sort of working on here is just finding, your interests that you're going to work on, that you enjoy, working on the routine, getting it part of your life, helping it become long term, so that we can get those chronic effects of exercise, and we're still getting all those acute, because you're still going to have those acute things happening every single time you exercise, but then over time we're starting to get those long-term effects, those chronic effects as well. So the actual exercise type doesn't necessarily matter. So let's find something you really, really enjoy. All right, moving into duration and intensity of that exercise. So this one, there's lots of different bits and pieces that say lots of different things. But yeah, again, it's not going to be too different to what is actually recommended for neurotypicals. So 20 to 30 minutes of moderate to vigorous exercise. However, there is a bit of a dose response relationship. So sort of the more you do, the better the result as well. So that's where, for me, if I want to make it long-term and lasting and a lifetime of exercise for you, then it's a matter of adjusting it to your level and what you enjoy doing and relating it to you, so that then you can then go ahead and enjoy what you're doing first and foremost, to then make it long term. So if it's doing 5 minutes of something, then great. Okay, if it's talking about a particular topic, or if it's just getting those specific interests that you've got there, then we're going to be using those interests. We're going to be using the things that make it enjoyable for you in terms of your exercise, and then also sort of exploring the options as well. I know maybe it's if the interests are changing more for my ADHD, it's more about finding what's working well for the time, having a bit of a resource pool to sort of come from, and then doing I want to do this kind of thing today, I want to do this kind of thing this week, and then you can focus on that instead of being like, I've got to do this one workout, I've got to do this one activity. It doesn't have to be that. For more of my autistic population, or people living with autism, it's more about routines and rhythms typically. So that's what I try and work on there, and just relating into those specific interests as well. So if it's working with Pokemon or other video games, then we're getting that in, or books, or like insects, or animals, like everything under the sun, or space. So really trying to personalize it to yourself is going to be a huge factor in that side of things. Just check my notes quickly, hey. But and then finish off on saying it doesn't matter who you are. You're going to benefit from exercise. There's lots of different research across lots of different populations with lots of different executive functioning specific needs we need to think about. So that's where it sort of does all blend in together. You can put correlations together as well. So we have seen that it really does help or help the autistic population out there, as well as ADHD as well. So that's where we really want to continue to support these people with these, with what we're working on, so that they can get the most from their lives, your lives, to then continue moving forward. Anyway, thanks for listening. See you soon.